Okay, hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about some bullshit that I read about online and I'm kind of disappointed by. So there was a game called last year and it was sort of announced on Kickstarter in November 2014. I think that's when I heard about it. Basically, the idea for the game was it was an asymmetrical multiplayer game similar to what Evolve looks like it's trying to be, but kind of set in an old 80s slasher movie environment, and it looked like it was set up to be kind of homage to all these slasher movies like Halloween, Friday the 13th, things like that. There wasn't really much gameplay shown on this Kickstarter, but there was like a video of what their idea was. Basically, one team of people plays the like victims, the teenagers, and they running around a location, and the other team is basically one person playing the killer, and they're stalking the teenagers and they kill them off one by one in a similar vein to these slasher movies. It looked like a really interesting concept, a really original idea. A lot of the things in the trailer obviously were not so subtle references to other movies. For example, one of the locations they can run around is called Camp Silver Lake. Some of the artists' mock-ups of the killers looked kind of like killers from classic slasher movies, but not quite. And then, to my surprise, I hear this year Crystal Lake Entertainment, the people behind the Friday the 13th movie, announced they're making an asymmetrical multiplayer game based on Friday the 13th, where one person gets to play as Jason and the other people get to play as the victims of Jason. So I decided to go and check out the Kickstarter page for this last year game, and lo and behold, Crystal Lake Entertainment have filed a lawsuit against them. The Kickstarter is no longer on there anymore. You can't donate to it. I just think this is such bullshit. One, for Crystal Lake Entertainment to suddenly announce they're making a game that looks, from the sounds of it, sounds almost exactly like last year. It might not have been, because last year didn't really have any gameplay footage. All it had was like artist mock-ups. It had a tiny bit of footage of someone holding an axe, but that was about it. For me, that wasn't really enough information for me to actually donate to the Kickstarter in any way, because the game could have been crap when it comes out, but if Crystal Lake Entertainment take the game down, we'll never know. It just seems really shady to me that they announce a game almost exactly the same in concept and then file a lawsuit against the original idea to try and get it taken down. I would have loved a Friday the 13th game, but now in my head it's just, I'll associate it with the shitty business practice of taking down an indie Kickstarter in order to make their own game. And the fact that we haven't really seen any footage from either game, if the Friday the 13th game turns out to be shit, we'll always wonder what could have been from this last year game if it doesn't get made. We'll always imagine that last year would have been this amazing game that everyone would have wanted, but instead the Friday the 13th game came along, crapped all over it. They had to make their own and it didn't turn out as good. What they should have done is just let this last year game get made, and then if they wanted to, make their own game. Make one better than the last year game. Wait until last year comes out and then look at any criticisms it receives, and then make their own Friday the 13th game and make it a lot better. But they didn't do that. So if this lawsuit is successful and the game last year gets taken down, we'll always be wondering what could have been, and it'll sort of tarnish the image of the Friday the 13th game as a result. No matter how good this Friday the 13th game turns out to be, it'll always have this sort of association with sort of a sneaky business practice, and ruining the hopes of an indie developer, which people really hate that kind of thing. And looking at the trailer for last year, the concept art doesn't really look like Jason. They've got a killer in a hockey mask, but the hockey mask is kind of like, it's kind of broken in half, and it doesn't look like Jason at all, really. It's obviously a homage, or homage, I don't know how you say that word, to Jason, and there's a lot of other killers in there that are obviously references to other killers in other horror films. Yeah, I just hope that the lawsuit isn't successful, and I hope that this game last year gets made and it turns out to be good. I'm still waiting to see. I mean, the trailer looked amazing, but it didn't have any gameplay footage whatsoever, and I was kind of well, I'll wait and see. But now we can't even wait and see. We've got to wait for this Friday the 13th film, Friday the 13th game to come out. And I'm a lot less excited for the Friday the 13th game. You've seen what kind of games they make. So I'll put a link to the trailer for last year, and there isn't any trailers for Friday the 13th, I don't think. But yeah, I could have been excited for both games, and now I can't be excited for either of them. I don't know, what do you think?